Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I hope you are doing well wherever you are watching this video. And in today's video, I want to talk about something which possibly you've experienced, and also I hear it a lot when I talk to people over the phone and also in the comment sections of my videos. And usually the statement or the comment will go something like this is, "Hey Dan, I experience XYZ symptoms. It gets worse when I do this. This symptom is new." Sort of a little bit of a summary about how the symptoms are. Is this DPDR? Am I going to get better? And what I want to do in this video is address that, because I think that this is such a common thing. It's really important to see why this is happening, that you're thinking this, and also that potentially there are some, sort of ways that you can use this to your advantage. So if you do want to know about all this stuff, then stick around. This is a video that you're going to want to watch, because I am going to cover all of this type of stuff. I want to acknowledge right now that I know that you're going through symptoms, and I know that you're going through something really difficult, and I know that it sucks and it's scary, and possibly it's all that's on your mind right now. And maybe even sometimes as well, when you do things, you go out, you do your daily routine, you get distracted, whatever it is, and all that time is fine, and maybe you're not feeling your symptoms then. But when you come home, or when you stop doing what it is, basically whenever you just take a second just to sort of sit and be with yourself, you might notice some of the symptoms coming back. Or it might be completely different, that you're noticing the symptoms all the time, but you're just sort of getting on with life anyway, doing your best to get through this. That is all completely normal, and that is all completely fine. And I know that as people, we want answers. We want answers. When is this going to end? Does this mean this? Does that mean that? The important thing with all of this, whether you know the answer to these questions or not, and whether you have these horrible symptoms or not, or whether the symptoms go when you're keeping busy, and maybe they come back a little bit when you're not busy. The point is that you've got to think about what you're focusing on right now and where your resources are going, because we only have a finite amount of energy and a finite amount of concentration. We simply can't try and tackle all these different things at once. And that's basically what the brain does, is it has a sort of filter system, okay, where it just filters out all the things that it doesn't consider important, and it makes you focus on the things which it does think are important. And an example of that right now would be you watching this video. Even though you're watching it, you can see a lot of other things. Maybe your feet are moving, your body is on a chair, or wherever it is. You're still getting all that information, but your body doesn't think of it as important right now, but you are still getting it. Now, the interesting thing with this filter is that if we are a little bit anxious, if we are a little bit nervous or a little bit scared, then it filters everything through the anxious filter and the scared filter and the nervous filter. And this can happen quite a lot when you are trying to understand your symptoms, because you say, oh, I have trouble breathing, or it feels like I'm floating, or, whatever the symptom is. And so every little thing that you do and every little thing that you see is going to be sort of filtered through this worry that you've got. Now, this is just normal, and this just happens with people. And funnily enough, the opposite can happen too, where you have rose-tinted glasses on, and it doesn't matter what bad things happen to you, everything is great. So unfortunately, a lot of the time, it's actually easier to have the negative filter on. Now, how does this all relate to symptoms, and how is it actually going to help you right now? Well, one of the things that I'm sort of trying to convey here with this filter thing is that it's about what you focus on. What you focus on is what you get. If you're focusing on negativity, how crap your life is, how much you want things change, oh, woe is me, why did this happen to me? If only I could go back in time and change this. Those are all things that we all naturally think. And it's okay to think that, but how is that helping you right now to think about all these things over and over? The answer is, it's probably not helping you. In fact, it's probably keeping you where you are or making it worse. And where the sort of symptoms come in is when people say to me, I have this, does this mean this? Oh, my DPDR is so bad that I've got this. And oh, I experience like I'm floating, or I feel like I can't feel anything, or I feel like a little bit detached, or whatever it is. Does this mean I have DPDR? What does it mean if my symptoms get worse? What does it mean if my symptoms get better? Do you see how where your focus is right now? It's all on the symptoms. And the reason that this is significant is because essentially when it comes to getting better, the symptoms don't matter. You could have every single symptom under the sun, or you could just have one symptom. And the way out of it, and the way that I would work with anybody, regardless of what symptoms they had, would be exactly the same. And that's because potentially this is your anxiety or it's your stress, which is causing all this stuff. So we don't care about the symptoms because they're not going to help when it comes to recovering. Now, sure, we might be able to look at what to do if you feel your breathing is getting heightened, or you're scared about driving, or you want to go out and meet friends, but you're worried you're going to make a fool of yourself, or you're going to have a panic attack, or whatever it is. Those little things, those little symptoms, you can put band-aids over those to help you in those moments. But what we need to do is get down to the root issues, the core issues, which is what's making you stressed and what's making you anxious. Because once you figure that out, and once you're able to unravel that, bring awareness to that, and process that, then it doesn't matter what symptoms you've got, because all the symptoms are going to start to leave. They're going to start to diminish, because these are all symptoms of the anxiety and the stress. So do you see now what I mean by it doesn't really matter what symptoms you have? And I get it that they suck and they're horrible and we can work through them and get through them. But if all you do is focus on what is this symptom, how do I stop it, then all you're going to do is you're going to plug that hole, and then another hole is going to leak, because you're not actually fixing the boat, which is why you are having anxiety and stress in the meantime. So what you can do is thinking about what is actually happening in regards to why you're stressed. And I get that sometimes too, that might be a little bit difficult, because you are you and I am me. And when we're too close to figure this stuff out, which is where talking to somebody could help, because they can reflect back to you what you're saying. They can perhaps highlight things to you that maybe you're not noticing. And again, this all brings around awareness. And you can talk to anybody. You can talk to your family or your friends or colleagues, or you can talk to somebody professional like a therapist or a psychologist, or I do coaching to help people through this. Anybody is going to be able to help you if you can talk and get the help that you need to get through this. So my friends, take that on board and consider what I've been saying, and see how it resonates with you, and see if you are actually focusing more about the symptoms and how to fix those, rather than the thing which is actually causing the symptoms in the first place, the root issues. So my friends, I hope you've got a little bit of comfort from this video, and it's given you a little bit more of awareness. And if you do have any questions, then you can leave a comment, or if you do want to get in touch with me and talk with me, then please, you can book a free discovery call. The link for that is in the description. And you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.